Hey, back now to our continuing coverage of the unprecedented legal peril of former President Donald Trump. He was indicted for the second time yesterday, this time by the United States government on 37 counts related to his alleged mishandling of classified documents. Jamil Jaffer is the founder and executive director of the National Security Institute, and he joins us now live. Jamil, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Jamil, question, because we've never seen a former president criminally charged once, let alone twice. Let's talk about how unprecedented this situation is that we're watching unfold right now.
Yeah, it is. It's quite unprecedented. Not only has a former president been charged with a significant range of federal crimes, 40 plus counts of federal crimes, but beyond that, he's being charged by a Justice Department that ultimately reports up to a president that's running for re-election. He's running for re-election to that same office. This is a situation that's politically fraught for everyone involved.
Now, you have a background in national security, like I was just saying, and some of the documents that he's accused of keeping were related to intelligence on U.S. and foreign nuclear capabilities. Jamil, what are your thoughts? How much of a risk could Trump have been putting the U.S. in?
I mean, the risk is dramatic if you think about it. There are 31 documents listed in count one, the willful retention and unlawful retention of classified documents or national security information. And you look at the list of documents there and you see that a number of them are marked top secret, some sensitive compartmented information, some with whose the markings are even redacted because they're special access programs that are so sensitive, even the markings can't be revealed. I mean, you look at the context of those documents and you realize that, when you're talking about top secret material, we're talking about extremely serious harm to national security that could be done if those were released or obtained by foreign nations.
And what are the top charges in this indictment so far? I know that you've probably had a chance to take a look at it, read through it. What can you tell us about those charges and how severe of a penalty they could potentially carry?
Yeah, so the primary focus of the charges is this willful retention of national defense information. The idea there being that the president had access to these materials. He then left and took these materials with him, retained them when he wasn't authorized to do so, and then when asked to return them, did not return them. Now, that's one set of charges. There's 31 documents listed, 31 counts, 31 separate documents listed in that charge. And then beyond that, there are charges about obstruction of justice, withholding of documents and the like, where they describe a process that the president went through with his attorneys, suggesting to his attorneys that they not tell the Justice Department that these documents existed, claim they didn't have them, and then directed, apparently, according to the indictment, alleged by the indictment. Remember, it's worth noting the president is innocent until proven guilty. But the indictment says that he told his aide to move boxes out of the room that his attorney was going to search, so that his attorney didn't find all these documents or a number of these documents. That obviously itself suggests not just obstruction, but conspiracy and agreement between two parties and an overt act, the moving of those boxes to further this obstruction of justice. So there's a number of charges that are levied against the president and his aide, Walt Nauta, and so that's what's in play here in these charges. And finally, with respect to the penalties, each of those charges, some of them have penalties of up to 5 years. Some carry a penalty of up to 20 years per count and a fine of up to $250,000. So if these charges he's convicted and he gets the maximum penalty and they run consecutively, he could be in jail for up to hundreds of years. Obviously, he won't live that long, but that's what's on the table here.
Yeah, the penalties are quite severe, as you put it. But he's not the only one who's being indicted here, because his former aide, Walt Nauta, is also being charged in this case. So what exactly are prosecutors saying that his role was in this operation? I know that he was seen on surveillance video moving some of those boxes around. Some of those boxes allegedly were being hidden in places like bathrooms and bedrooms. What do you think is at stake right now for Nauta?
Well, the claim on the table, he's been indicted on a number of similar charges to the president. Some of his charges also carry penalties of up to 20 years per count. and some that carry penalties of 5 years, and also that same monetary penalty as well. So he's got a significant amount of exposure as well. The core of the claim with respect to Mr. Nauta and the president together are these conspiracy claims, the obstruction of justice, the withholding of documents claims, not the ones related to the willful retention of classified material, Walt never had that access. But the president is purported to have engaged in an effort with him to hide these documents, to put them away where his lawyers couldn't find them, where the FBI couldn't find them as well. And ultimately, that's what's in play for Walt. And he's got a significant amount of personal exposure as well. You might see an effort there to pressure him to cooperate with the investigation and potentially testify against the president. That might be what these charges are about as well.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch this one closely. Jamil Jaffer, always appreciate your insight and your expertise. Great to see you, my friend. Thanks.